Good morning, my collective community. I am your girl, Two Claps Oracle. Yes, it is 2:22 in the morning, but by the time I upload this, I don't know what time it's going to be. But I was literally watching a video on my FYP page. It was something spiritual. And I'm just going to say this because I want to make it quick because I'm tired and my daughter's sleep and I don't want to wake her ass up, okay? Because y'all know when them kids wake up, they like the Energizer Bunny. They don't go back to sleep. But I see this video a lot, like every few years. Of this particular Christian guy. He's explaining an experience that he went through. He's one of the ones that I feel like is the truth. But what I've learned from watching his video, like just coming across it before I jumped up to do this reading, that God want me to tell you, if y'all locked in, ain't no switching up. What we think is not what God thinks. Our human comprehension and his spiritual almighty comprehension is not the same. I don't even think God has comprehension because God is the person that created language, I'm sure. And so a human being had to create the word comprehension. So for all we know, child, God don't do no talking, okay? All right, let's get right into this reading. And for some reason, I have this overwhelming feeling not to do the reading. I don't feel like doing the reading. Like I feel like what I'm saying is not going to resonate and it's not going to feel important. So I'm going to push through because I feel like whatever I'm going to say must be important because something is fighting against me from speaking. It's like I don't want to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, this is stupid. I should just not do it. But we're going to get into this. And God wants me to tell you that if y'all locked in, ain't no switching up, honey. And I don't even know what the hell it means because I'm just going with the flow, trying to see. And one thing to anybody out there that wants to start reading the tarot or reading the oracle, please understand you're going to get more positive comments than negative comments. Anybody that comes in your comments and they have anything negative to say, it's because you're talking to them. Just block them and move on. Don't even respond. This is a positive community and we going to stay positive. But yes, if we locked in, ain't no switching up. I just do not feel like doing this. I have this annoyed feeling coming over me. That's so weird. Past, present, future. God, what do you want me to tell them? And why was I get out my bed at 2:20 something in the morning, okay? But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, I haven't pulled this card before. Let's get to it. The Divine Gateway. Your past was all about the Divine Gateway. God wants me to tell, look at the number. It's the 7th card. That's completion. Took God 7 days to create the heaven and the earth. This is a completion card. Basically what God wants me to tell you and myself, because I see a lot of people saying, you're reading yourself. Probably. But I have a collective community that agrees with me. And if you don't agree with us, why are you here? But I'll just continue to block. And all the people that are offering spells and love spells, I block you as well and the person you're promoting. This is not that kind of community. All right, let's get into it. So the Divine Gateway. Your Divine Gateway was the past card. Whenever you got your spiritual awakening, I'll be transparent. My spiritual awakening was in 2014. I was laying in the bed next to a demonic man. I had no light. I wasn't using my intuition. I was living in Houston, Texas, having all the fun, had sugar daddies, had a whole bunch of money, had a nice condo, a nice Mustang, had everything that you could imagine, the nice fashions and everything, but I was so unhappy. I was going through a 3.5 of weed every day, and back then, that's when the 3.5 was $50. So y'all do the math. If I was smart, I would have been getting an ounce. Probably would have needed a pound as much if I blew a month. But anyway, the Divine Gateway was set as soon as God called you to be on your path of least resistance. So when you went through all the tests, when you went through all the trials and tribulations, and you began to meet the people that's supposed to be in your life in the past, whether it hurt you or whether it was positive, you still were on your journey to the divine. The Divine Gateway is the place, the destination that you had to reach. Whatever you were doing in the past, God knew you were going to get there. It didn't matter if you went to jail. It didn't matter if you lost your job, you lost your kids, you lost your spouse. It didn't matter if you lost your friends. It didn't matter if you backslid. It didn't matter if you was the person that did all the negative stuff to people. Your Divine Gateway was going to be reached anyway. And you had already gotten on that path in the past. But the thing is, a lot of us believe that once we start to walk with God, walking with God means you made it. You're waiting for the money. You're waiting for the material things. But you're not understanding that every single day, all of these lessons and these new mindsets are coming to you quicker than anybody else. That is where the wealth is. The wealth mentally is going to help you manifest the wealth physically. Your divine gateway was already ordained in the past. You've been on your divine path, headed to the divine gateway since you first got the calling on your life to make a change and start eliminating people. I remember one day I woke up and I got on Facebook. This was years ago, right after I graduated college in 2011. Maybe a couple months after that, I got on Facebook one day and I said, I do not like how this page makes me feel. And I just deleted it. Rightfully so, because now all of these years, roughly 10 years later, I'm old enough and wise enough to know that I was dealing with negative energy. I had people from home. I had people from college, high school, middle school, track and field. I had people who didn't like me, hated me. I had all these different energies that had access to me and I had access to them, and I didn't want them every day. But guess what? It was still a part of my divine gateway. The divine gateway in your path of least resistance is not going to be all roses and carnations. It is going to be roses with thorns, carnations with dead roots. It's going to have famine. It's going to have drought, but you're still on your path of least resistance, and you've been on the path of your divine gateway since the past. So we get into your present card. The divine gateway got you to your awakening. And what a lot of people don't understand is your awakening is not roses. Your awakening is not pretty. Your awakening is crying, brokenness, poverty, narcissistic personalities, you undoing your narcissism. Well, that's what it should be called, but you undoing your own narcissism, you undoing your programming, you being comfortable with being by yourself, you being okay with losing the friends, you being okay with hurting and crying and things not going your way. You're going to continue to feel like, oh my God, when is this going to be over? You're going to see a half a moon, a full moon, a crescent moon. It's going to be so many different things. Your hair could fall out. You're going to gain weight. You're going to lose weight. You're just going to lose yourself. Your awakening has nothing to do with your old past. Your awakening comes on the divine gateway. Somewhere along the path of least resistance with God, you're walking on your divine gateway. Once you get to the gateway and it's time for you to make a crossing, something hits you and then you awaken. You have to be trained and you have to be programmed to be awakened, because you're not going to awake if everything is comfortable. Your awakening always comes when everything starts to go crazy and uncomfortable. Things that look worse than they really are won't even matter this time next year. Somebody's going to walk into a miracle as soon as March the 20th. That is the last day of winter. You don't know how close you are to your new life and new lifestyle. All you got to do is get past the winter. This is the part of your awakening. So when we go into that last card, it goes right back to being bound. Remember, I told y'all a couple readings ago, being bound is not always negative. Being bound, God can tell you, you're going to be bound in my abundance. You're going to be bound in my love. You're going to be bound in everything I promised you, just like Job. You're going to be bound in so much success, admiration, love, financial stability, physical and mental stability, that you're not even going to look at those old people. Some of us on the divine gateway, we begin to drop off things that we no longer liked. This last week for me taught me to get rid of everything. If God doesn't want me talking to people from the past, what the hell I'm going to go make a Facebook for when I don't even like Facebook and hadn't had Facebook in years, just to watch and go see how people are doing, as if they won't write you and talk to you. When the door is closed, you done already been through your awakening. Some of us are still going through the awakening. Now we're getting to the positive side of the awakening so we can get bound in our abundance and bound in our new season. But now we're taking a step back and we're going back down the divine gateway beginning to the beginning of the path, trying to go see people and talk to people that are no longer supposed to be in our life. There's something about this reading where I just do not feel as powerful. I do not feel as strong. I do not feel as confident in even wanting to do this reading, but I'm still doing it. And I understand. See, this is an example of your awakening. The awakening is not going to be you always getting online to do your readings or do whatever it is that you do and you feel your best. You feel like you're bringing forth your best energy. Do you know that a lot of rappers and a lot of singers and a lot of actors and actresses, they get their big moment, they get their big award, they get their biggest song or their biggest movie from the one that they didn't think was going to be worth shit. So I want to tell somebody, the Divine Gateway, you've been on it since the past. You're present, you're still awakening. You've already awakened to the reality of the world. Now you're about to walk into a season where you're going to awaken to the abundance of the spirit realm. Why? Because the next season after that is just you being bound in nothing but goodness and everything that you earned and you lost times 10. I don't know who needs to hear this, but there's something that you just don't feel like doing. I don't know who needs to hear this. There's somebody that's not getting into the tarot, getting into astrology. You're not getting into crystals. You're not getting into the oracle because you just don't feel like you can. I'm telling you that you need to do it. I got my King James. I use the King James 1611 Bible. I don't know what the hell I'm telling y'all that for. I just feel like this is all over the place, but I'm still going to upload it. So I love y'all, and I will be back sometimes. Tomorrow's what, Sunday? I'll be back tomorrow or Monday. Again, y'all, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but I just don't feel it. But guess what? Sometimes you don't need to feel it because the message is not about you.